Tutorial for how to make a star cuff. Another example. You'll need pony beads, scissors, and string. This is what string I'm using. To start, you need a 1x X-base cuff. There's a tutorial for how to make one within the playlist. If you don't have string left over from when you made the actual X cuff, then tie about a wingspan of string onto it. Make sure that the string is coming out of these two beads at the top. String on 11 beads in a pattern similar to this, but it doesn't have to be exact. For example, when I made this, I used this. And when I made this, I used this. Now that we have our pattern of 11 beads strung on, we are going to follow these 3 beads from where the string is coming out and go through these 2. Then tug tightly, and you have your first point. Then string on your pattern of 11 beads again, and we're going to follow these 3 beads and go through these 2. Once strung through, it should look like this, and we're going to make 3 more of these little points to go all around and have 5 points overall. Once all 5 are added, it should look something like this. Now I'm going to string on the first 3 beads in this point, so I'm going to, for me, put a shiny pink, then 2 normal pinks, but you would match whatever you have. Now that I have the 3 beads strung on, I'm going to string into the 4th bead out of the 11, so for me it is this pink bead, and you're just going to string it on in, and pull tightly so that it looks like that. Then you're going to take your string and you're going to string it in this bead, and this bead, and this bead. So that is a total of 4 beads, 5 if you include the first one. So after stringing through all of them, it should be coming out of this one. Then once again, we are going to be stringing on the first 3 beads out of this so that it matches. Once they are strung on, we are going to skip these 2 and go through these 2. And then we are going to tug so that it looks like this. Then you are going to continue that 8 more times all around. Once you do it all around, it should look like this. Now I suggest tying at this point, so to do that I'm going to go through this hole, and then I'm going to take the string and click it there, and then pull tightly. Now I'm going to string through these 2 beads so that it's coming out here. Once you string through those 3 beads, go through these 3 so that it's coming out the big point at the top. Once it's at the top, string on 3 beads that match these 3. So for me, I'm going to do big pink, medium pink, and then lightest pink. Now that my 3 beads are strung on, I'm going to go through this bead in the middle, right here. And then I don't suggest pulling tightly for this part because it might misshape these points and it'll be hard to tell it's a star once it's fully done. Then you're going to string on beads in reverse of this, so I'm going to put it in the opposite order, so light pink, medium pink, bright pink, but you would do whatever matches yours. Now that my beads are strung on, I'm going to go through the big pointy pink, and then I'm going to do that all the way around, so 8 more times. Once you're done, it should look like this all the way around, and now it's time to tie it. So I'm going to take the string and put it under the little bridge, and then have it click to that bead, and then I'm going to pull tightly, and I suggest doing that multiple times. Cut off your string, and you're done. You have a nice little star cuff.
Rotator cuff time.
Start with an X-base cuff look up a tut if you don't know how to make one.
Tie the string on and start it where I did.
Add on 3 beads and string it through the other bead.
Drop the pick and walk away. Hey, whoa, don't mind at night.
Repeat.
Do the same thing on the bottom.
Make a single big enough to go around the middle and add it to the cuff.
Stomach's all tied up in knots. This labyrinth I'm
And they're
getting lost.
done.
This is really getting old. Found like 2 pieces.
How to make a simple cuff like this. Get a large amount of string. Separate the string enough to put beads on. Use whatever colored beads you'd like and follow this pattern. Pull them down together so they don't go everywhere. Once you are done, it should look like this. Then tie it off. Then start adding more beads like this. And continue to do that until you have the size you need. Once you are done, it should look like this. Use however much fits your wrist. I usually use 1920. Then tie it all together like this. Then tie a knot. I usually do 3-4. And cut off the excess string. Move the string around to hide it. And there you have it, your first cuff. Thanks for watching.
tutorial on these candy cuffs. I know no one asked for it, but I'm gonna give it anyway. You're gonna need a Slinky. You can do any size, but like for this, it's still gonna be pretty big. So I recommend getting a super small Slinky. And you can use like the metal ones or your plastic ones. Just whatever you need. I haven't tried it with a plastic one yet, but I will, and I might like make a duet to this or something, showing like if you use a plastic one. So basically you're gonna string as many beads as you need onto the Slinky, and you're gonna want to check it a few times to make sure it can fit around your wrist and stuff. So I'm not gonna finish this one because this is just like a tutorial, but like let's just say that this is full of beads. So after it would be full of beads, you would take it like this, you'd grab it, and you would find like the end of your Slinky like right here. And you would like thread it through the beads, like on one side, cause then it helps it like stay like this. Or you can like super glue it in different ways. I'm not gonna do that because I'm really lazy, and I just decided to like thread it through the beads. Let me see if I can find where I did that. So right here, yeah, right here, you can, if it will focus. Come on. There we go. You can see two wires in there. So yeah, you're just gonna like string one side. Yeah, here you go. And string it through. And it's gonna help hide it too. So you're gonna do that for both. And then you've got this little cuff.
Burning solid, burning thin, the burning rim. Light stars, burning holes right through the dark. Looking fire like salt water to my eyes. You were 1 inch from the edge of this bed. I got you back, a sleepy head. Sleepy
Hi, this is Strawberry Candy, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make this candy strawberry charm. I saw these as keychains and necklaces in my Etsy shop, and I've got a lot of comments asking how to make them, so I'm going to show you today. I will put the candy pattern for this charm on screen, so if you already know how to make a charm, you can just go ahead and use the pattern. If not, don't worry, I will go through everything step by step in this video. So you're going to need 33 beads of your strawberry color, red or pink, 19 beads of your green color, and 7 of your seed color, so I use a cream or light yellow. You will also need a string. It doesn't have to be elastic. Anything that is durable will work. And I don't know the exact measurement, but you will need at least a wingspan, so if you hold one end in each hand and stretch it as far as your arms will go, that's about the length that you'll need. And I just want to say I'm very sorry if my camera looks weird or focuses strange. The lens is shattered and I need to get a new one. Okay, so the first step is to take both ends of your string and join them together like this. And to start off, we're going to take one green bead and put it on this top string here, and one pink bead and put it on this bottom string. Then we're going to take another green bead and put it over both at the same time. I'm going to pull that all the way down to the bottom of our string, pull that down to the bottom. It should look like that. We are going to repeat what we just did 4 more times. So you want to make sure that you remember which string you put the green on and which you put the pink on, so that you can keep it consistent the whole time. So this one on top is the green one, this one on bottom is the pink one, and then another green in the middle, like that. pull it down again. I'm just gonna do that 3 more times. All right, so this is the length that should be out once you're done. We have this one green bead on the end here that we want to secure in place and also move our string over to the other side. So to do that, we are just gonna take each end of our string and move into the bead next to it on either side without adding any beads there, just to hold it in place. Just pull it on both sides like that. Let's start with the green side. We will come back to the pink side in a minute. What we're gonna do is add a green bead onto our string and then just put it through this bead here and pull through. We're gonna do that for the rest of the row. Now we're at the other end. I'm gonna flip over to the pink side again for a second, and what I'm gonna do is put on one of my seed colored beads and then go through this bead here, pull that through, and then I can fill in the rest of these spots with pink beads. So now that we have both ends of our string over on this side, we can hold both ends together, put a green bead over both at the same time, and move that down. And we can secure that bead in place just like we did on the other side by pulling it through both of the beads on the side next to it. Perfect. There we go, that's how it should look like so far. So let's finish off the green part. What we're gonna do is move our string inside through here and then add a green into each of the empty spaces like so. Okay, now that we're over here, what we're gonna do is we have to loop around the side just like we did with this bead. So we're just gonna do that again. We wanna get our string over to the other side, so we're just gonna weave it through where we have already gone. Like that, you just pull it through the beads again. You're gonna come out of this bead here and come into that bead on the side of it here. Now you wanna come back up through this middle bead in the center, and I'm gonna put a green bead on, and then you come back through that bead again. And then you pull it tight. And that right there is your stem. So to finish securing off this top part, we're just gonna keep going around and weaving through where we've already gone. Okay, so that's the top part all done. That's how it should look. I'm gonna leave that string there for now, and we're gonna finish the pink part. So we need our string to come out of this bead here, so we are gonna start by weaving through over to that side. Pull it out of this string here, and now we can start adding our beads on. For this row, it's a pink bead, another pink bead, a third pink bead, and then 2 yellow beads on the end here. And to secure that in place, you're gonna put it in the bead above it. And now we are gonna weave all the way through again to the other side. You will have to do this a lot. And technically you only have to do it once, like I just made my way over to the other side. You could come through this bead and start on the next row. But whenever I make mine, I always go around twice. I think it helps it be spaced more evenly, so I'm gonna do that. Okay, once you come back inside through this bead here, you can start again on the next row. This one you're gonna do 2 pinks in a row, then a seed, and then another pink, and you could technically put the seeds wherever you wanted. This is just where I put them. I flipped that around, and now we're ready for the next row. This next row is all pink. Put your string through the bead above it again. And once again, we're gonna weave it through to get our string to the other side. If you just wanna go to the other side and stop, you can, but I'm gonna go around and then come back over this side. Come back inside through here, and we're ready for the next row. This one will be 3 pinks and then a yellow. And there's not going to be a bead on either end here, so we are going to go straight into this bead here to get started on the next row. But actually first, I'm going to come around to the other side and loop it on both ends just so it's symmetrical. Let me just secure it on the other side, and now we're ready for the next row. Let's start with a yellow bead and then 2 pink beads. I'm gonna flip it around for the next row, put a pink down, put it through here, This spot right here is going to be our last seed bead. Come in through here and then put 2 more pinks down. If you need to add more string on, you can do it just like this. Just hold 2 pieces of string together and then tie them in a knot like this. Then you can just cut off the excess and keep going. And again, we need to be coming through this bead, so we're going to be weaving around. Now once your string is in this position, you are ready for the next row. It's just going to be 3 pink beads. And to secure it, we are just going to put our string straight through this bead underneath. And I'm going to go around to the other side and do the same thing too. Okay, and for the next row, it's just 2 pink beads. And you'll need to secure that again too. And again, you want your string to come into the inside here so that you can put on your final bead. And then you'll just need to loop around that the same way. There you go. So that's how it looks once you finish adding all the beads in. Okay, I just pulled the strings off to the side to show you how to tie them more easily, but you can really tie them in a knot anywhere on any other piece of string. All you have to do is just find a piece of string that's already there and tie around it. And you want to do that on both ends of string. Yeah, just double or triple knotting it should work just fine. Like that. And there you go. And there it is all done. Now you can put this on a keychain or necklace or whatever you want. I will be making more tutorials for my other charms in the future, my mushroom and bee charms, so stay tuned if you'd like to see that. My shop will be reopening next month, so I'm so excited to get back to making orders for you guys. I hope they have a great day and a great new year, and I will see you very soon. Okay, bye.
Tutorial for this rocket. Put 2 beads on a string. Put 1 bead on both ends. Put as many as you want. Put 1 bead on one end and tie it with a bead on the string.